Okay. Top row is Feln Central. That would Beast Color's Amulet. Not necessarily Feln cards, but essentially Feln cards. Like, even though they do have shadow requirements, you generally want to pair them with Primal, not Fire. Beast Color is probably harder to push through than Beast Color's Amulet, but the reward is obviously better. 2 5/5 beasts instead of 1 5/5 beast. It does require a little bit of building around, but the payoff is pretty awesome. Most of these commons are just pretty bad. I mean, Stalwart Shield is Teleporter like it. But yeah, we're just going to take Beast Color and see if we can build around it. It's a pretty potent card. Rare got taken out of this pack. Warband Chieftain's the strongest card in the pack, but it's a dual faction card, and it really doesn't even pair that well with our first pick. Like I just said, Stone Scar not really the pairing for Beast Color, although you can, find your Calderan Channelers and Hellfire Rifles, I suppose, and still make like Stone Scar Infiltrate work. Really, the only other options outside of that, I mean, I do enjoy Forsworn Stranger. I think this card's pretty powerful if you end up in 4 to 5 faction decks like I'm known to do, but I don't think I want to take that. Snowslinger and Katana are like honorable mentions. At least they're single faction, and Snowslinger would kind of put us into Feln, which is nice. But it's certainly not on the power level of Warband Chieftain. Like, this is just definitely the strongest card in the pack. So we'll go with it and see what happens. Alright, well, this pack has plenty of powerful cards. Desert Marshal and Teriach Hatchling are incredibly powerful 2-faction cards. Hatchling might be better than Marshal, honestly. There's also Psionic Savant's a decent finisher, and then Cobalt Acolyte goes incredibly well with Direwood Beast Color. So I'm kind of looking at that. There's also Stone Scar Stranger if I want to like stick to these, but I don't know why I would. I mean, I'm probably not supposed to just stick to Direwood Beast Color either here, but Cobalt Acolyte's not so much worse than Teriach Hatchling. I'm going to feel that bad about taking it here, so yep, let's go with that and see where we end up. Alright, we got past a Combre Healer, but I can just kind of stick to Shadow here and take the Rapid Shot. Hello, Primate, and everybody else in chat. Yeah, I think it's just a Rapid Shot here. Combre Healer is a good card. Grinding Drone's not bad. I'm not a huge fan of Merciless Stranger. Yeah. Alright, we can double up on Rapid Shots. That would make... really mean we'd have to find a proactive game plan. I still think that's probably better than taking Alk Blast unless I really move at this point. But I'd rather not. Yeah. There's also a Runic Revolver, but I'm going to keep myself open to whatever Shadow deck we end up in. Yeah, no real Shadow cards here other than Devour. No real Fire or Primal cards either. Backlash and Blazing Renegade aren't that good. There is an Artisan, but he's not that good either. Might take Shield, and maybe we end... like, double Rapid Shot's not a bad start to Argenport either. Or I can just take the Devour for filler and something. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the card. I am a big fan of Plague. Holy cow. 7th pick Plague. There's also Wisdom here. I would say Plague's by far the best card in this pack, and we're trying to be Shadow, so I'm definitely going to take it. Just trying to note what else is in the pack. Bad card, bad card. Okay card, decent card. I guess decent is better than okay. And then really, 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 really good card. So, yeah. Super happy to take a Plague here. And, oh, now this is an interesting pick. We can stay open by taking Amethyst Acolyte or take Smuggler's Stash, which is incredibly powerful as well. And a decent sign that Stone Scar is open. Like, Stash is incredibly powerful, and we already have Plague, so ending up in, like, Stone Scar midrange isn't out of the question. Like, we might have decent removal. Our Beast Collar won't be that great, but we still have double Rapid Shot. And we already have the Warband Chieftain. I really like Amethyst Acolyte, though. Really, really like it, but we'll go with the high upside pick here. And hey, we get an Amethyst Acolyte anyways. Alright, I'd definitely rather have one Acolyte and one Stash than two Acolytes. This is Vultures, now it's looking like we're going to end up in Stone Scar. Could also be something to keep in mind, but we're not taking it here. Sure, we'll take a Heavy Axe and hopefully not play it. Cogulator versus Rally. I already have double Rapid Shot. It's unlikely I want to Rally. If I do, it's because I end up with a lot of tokens. Wow. Okay. Jeez. Lethrite Falchion's insane. Probably taking it. I like Suffocate a lot, too. It's a good removal spell, but we already have double Rapid Shot, so like this Lethrite Falchion can probably connect quite a bit, and we have Smuggler's Stash. Seems hard to pass up Falchion in this spot. Hopefully we can get some units with Quick Draw and really leverage its power. There's also no new Ronin, which is fine, but if we end up in like a slower mid-range deck, you don't even necessarily want Ronins, so yeah, let's just take Falchion. This pack's kind of a whiff in terms of power level for us. It's not a whiff in terms of playables. There's a Feln Stranger here that it looks like I'm going to take. It's just a bad rare. The uncommons aren't lining up with us. One of the uncommons got picked. And the fire common's Blazing Renegade and the shadow common is devoured. They're just not very good cards. Blazing Renegade is decent with Lethrite Falchion, I suppose, but we don't have any 2s yet, and at least this helps fix for like double shadow and stuff, and maybe even splash Cobalt Acolyte. Like that is a card I have splashed before in Stone Scar. Giving your units flying is really nice synergy with Dark Return and Smuggler's Stash and like Lethrite Falchion and stuff. So yeah, not super jazzed about taking a Feln Stranger there, but you know, better than nothing, I suppose. Now we have to decide between Xena Destroyer and Frontline Cyclops. We just want the big beef up top or some lifesteal in the middle. Right now our lifesteal is Falchion. We already have double Rapid Shot, which makes Destroyer a lot more appealing. Yeah, let's go with that. Well, this pack's got not a whole lot going on for us. There's a Grenadin Drone, which I could take. I could also take Serpent Trainer and leave myself open to being Feln and just splash something like Smuggler's Stash, right? And I think that's what I'm going to do here. Like, yeah, we got a decently late Smuggler's Stash in the last pack, and it seemed like Fire's open, and I guess Fire cards are coming through here, but missing out on a Grenadin Drone's, like, not the end of the world. Where the upside of actually getting a Serpent Trainer could be pretty sweet. Plus, Lethrite Falchion and Direwood Beast Color just work better in Feln than Stone Scar, so let's go there. Alright, well, there's an Obsidian Golem. I'll take that over the Levitate for sure. This card's just great. It's a 2-drop, gives us weapons, awesome with Smuggler's Stash, awesome with basically everything. So, we'll take that. Like I said, all I passed up when I took this Serpent Trainer was a Grenadin Drone, which is a decent card. I just... The upside of Serpent Trainer there was just too much. Cabal Cutthroat's great. We get another lifesteal unit, wears weapons incredibly well. Obviously doesn't get the bonuses you want from Falchion, but that's okay. So, yeah. Gonna snatch that one up. Now we've got to decide between Destroyer or a Katana. I think I want to go Katana here. I mean, Destroyers with a boatload of Rapid Shots is a good game plan. But let's grab the Katana. This is... I was going to say, this effect is slightly more replaceable than Katana, like a cantripping weapon, whereas like a 3-3 with lifesteal or just like good 3-3s are easier to find. Here I'll take the Destroyer. I wouldn't mind ending up with one Rampage, especially because it looks like we're going to be light on removal. But I've already got 2 Rapid Shots. I'd rather just make sure I have good bodies. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to play this Direwood Beast Color at this point or Cobalt Acolyte, so we definitely need to make sure we end up with good 3s. Here it's a question of Revolver versus... Yes, Beetle. Also, kind of a late Geral's Frostkin. But I like the utility of Revolver. In certain board stall situations, it can be really powerful. You know, taking out flyers and then if you can hold off the ground, it just kind of blanks a lot of their units. Having quick draw on a weapon's just sweet. Sure. Don't really care about any of these cards. Not looking to play Sabotage in this format. Huh. Alright. Hair Trigger Stranger is basically just a 2/2 quick draw for 2 in this deck, but that's not bad. I said we're looking for quick draw units to go with Lethrai Falchion. So that's certainly a consideration here. And really what we're considering it against is not really Subvert. This doesn't look like a Subvert deck. Like, we're not super controlling or trying to get crazy card advantage out of this as a win con. Like, we have plenty of other win conditions and Smuggler's Stash as our top end. So we're really looking at Oni Ronin and I guess Temper, but not really Temper in this pack. We're looking at Oni Ronin versus Hair Trigger Stranger. So it's a question of would you rather have a better body, like that wears weapons better, or a potentially slightly earlier play that can like buff the rest of our deck? That's a question I'm not super sure on. Chewy's asking, are new cards being released? Yeah, there will be a few new cards coming out this week. A few new promo cards. 3, I believe, is the stated number. Sounds like they'll be coming out tomorrow, is the impression I got. But yeah, the Scarlatch mentioned them over the weekend, and then LSV confirmed it last night. Squad Strategist is coming back as a new card for Praxis. There'll be enemy faction cards, which is really cool. There's going to be a Praxis card, a Xenon card, and something else. We don't know what. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Hair Trigger Stranger. Ooh. Wow. Now this is a good pack. I mean, not just for our deck, but for every deck. I mean, we've got Praxis' Displacer and Stormlinks, which are great. Furnace Mage, Stonescar Banner, Premium Execute, and Lethrai Ranger. It's hard for me to pass up Lethrai Ranger. But we are already pretty decent on 2s. Furnace Mage can bring a lot of utility to the board, and we don't really have a removal spell for really large units yet, so like Execute's really tempting here, just based on what our deck needs. Like, I would love to have a Lethrai Ranger, but we're already shaping up to be decent on 2s where, you know, yeah, I've got 2 Rapid Shots to help deal with large units, and I can just like weapon up and push through that way. But it might be a good idea to make sure we have 1 Execute. Normally, I take Ranger over Execute, you know, early on in a draft, but we're not early on in a draft anymore. So, with that being said, I think I should take Execute here just to make sure we have, like, an unconditional removal. Of course, I would immediately get a Combust. Combust not great in this deck because we're not, like, go-wide tokens. We're more equip up your guys Combust, or Stone Scar, so, like, you have less units you actually want to Combust. But again, just kind of having 1 in your deck, I think, is very useful. Stone Scar Magus is nice. Direfang Spider's decent, but I think I just want to make sure I can just take out a huge unit. And now we get a Shogun Scepter? Alright, that card is just great. I'm super happy to see that here. It's a weapon that also gives us a body. That's exactly what I'm signing up for. Crowd favorite's a lot better now that we have Shogun Scepter, I will say that, but it looks like we're going to end up pretty good on playables, so I'm just going to take the fixing here. Ravenous Thornbeast also good. Obsidian Golem into Thornbeast is like a powerful opener, but I'm just going to take the fixing. It seems like our card quality is already decent. I just want to make sure I can cast my cards. Hi, Callum Deer. Now we get an Oni Quartermaster, and this seems like a really nice Quartermaster deck. We've already got like 5 weapons, I think, or 6, plus a stash. So we can really grind it out. These Karmic Guardians keep coming through, but that's okay. Rakano Stranger versus Rampage here. Stranger gives us a potential to maybe splash Justice instead of Primal if we want. Like, we do have this Stalwart Shield hanging around. But I may end up wanting a Rampage. Our spells count's not super high yet, and yeah, I might just want this Rampage. Like, I have double Xenon Destroyer, so yeah. Wow, it's like 3 Ember Monuments we've seen decently late. Alright, yeah, I'll take another Stone Scar Banner. Cool. And we got the Rakano Stranger. Ooh, Scrap Tank. Wow. Alright, there is a Lethrai Ranger here, but this card is great. It's, you know, it's essentially a 5/5 for 5 spread over 3 bodies, and then anytime combat happens, it basically grows. Yeah, this card is excellent in draft. Yeah, I absorbed LSV's whitelist from last night. They said all I had to do was subscribe to LSV and I would get on the whitelist, so that's what I did, and now I have it. Yeah, I mean, Lethrai Ranger is real tempting here, but I'm not passing up Scrap Tank. And now I can either take the Rakano banner for splashing or grab an Oni Ronin here. And yeah, we'll just grab the Ronin. Seems fine. Well, there's the whiff. A rare and a common got taken in this pack. Just happened to have a boatload of cards we can't cast. There may be some universe where I end up splashing a Bright Mace Paladin, I guess. That seems more likely than playing a Direwood Rampager at this point. And there's no way I'm splashing a Haunting Scream or a Static Bolt. Yeah, alright, we'll take the Paladin. And now our pack went back to being decent, I would say. Granite Acolyte, Rapid Shot, Combust, Smuggler Stash all in here, which is great, but I think it's going to be pretty hard for me to pass this World Pyre Phoenix up. That's just going to give us actually insane top end. It gives us a big old flyer. Yeah. It just seems good to me. Here I could pick up a Temper for utility. Our only ping effect right now is an Amethyst Acolyte. We have no torch effects of any kind. But I do have a Plague already too, so. And a Runic Revolver. Yeah, I think we have enough, like, deal with small things kind of set up. So I could pick up a Vulture just to have another flyer to equip up. Blood Beetle, I suppose, can do the same thing, but it's not always guaranteed to be flying. So I think I'd rather have the Vulture. I don't know if we're going to play any of these. I already have one Combust. I don't think I want two with the way this deck's set up. So let's just grab the Flying Body. Javelin, Katana, Drone. Having one more... seems like we're a little light on removal. I think Javelin would be better than Katana at this point in our deck. We don't have any... we don't have any of the 3/3 that get quick draw once you get their attack to 4 or greater. So Katana's not as good in this deck as it can be in other Stone Scar decks. I realize we have a Quartermaster, but we've got a good amount of weapons. I don't think I want Drone, although our unit count's not actually that amazing. Like, I don't even know if I want to play Beast Caller. Let's go with the Javelin. Oh, there's the Rebel Sharpshooter. Okay. Yeah, that's the card I was really looking for. Here we've got a Thorn Beast and a Piercing Shot. I wish it would show me, like, my unit counts. I could actually figure this out. Because, like, I don't think I want to play Spider. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. Yeah, I think we need Thorn Beast over Piercing Shot here, just to make sure we have decent-sized units at spots on the curve. Sure. Alright, I probably would have preferred to have one Thorn Beast, one Piercing Shot, but did not know I was going to get past more 3/3s, right? Alright. We have a lot of good cards. Good thing I took those banners. Can I get away with neither of these strangers? I'd have 3 2-drops and a Scavenging Vulture and an Oni Ronin. That's not terrible. It's not terrible. Our 3 spot's a little crowded. I really don't know if I want to play this Direwood Beast Caller. We would be playing it mostly to just spook our opponent. Just because it's really hard for us to push it through. It just seems to be not going with our game plan. Like, I think I'd still rather play like Thorn Beast or Quartermaster or Sharpshooter or Acolyte, like all that stuff over it. Same with the Destroyers. We do have one Rampage to go with it. That's about it. Don't have any other real way of pushing it through other than removing all of my opponent's units, right? But we're not super removal heavy. We don't have a ton of torches or anything like that. There could be games where this would win us it, but I think ultimately it's not going to be consistent enough. This would be 17 power. $16 units is about as low as I want to go. But I want to be at 18 power. With a Smuggler Stash and a Phoenix. Like that many 5s. If Beast Caller connects damage to face with Rampage, it does not need to survive, no. The Infiltrate trigger will go off. It just needs to damage the opponent to get the Infiltrate trigger. So it's powerful with Rampage, but only with Rampage in this deck, right? There's nothing else pushing it through. I think I'd rather just have units. I'm not super jazzed about the Recogulator. But going to 15 units means a third of my deck is units, which isn't great. Makes things like cutting Recogulator to make things like Combust and Thornbeast a lot worse. So I think it's kind of a necessary evil in this deck. Man, we have Scrap Tank. Jeez, Scrap Tank Thornbeast. I'm light on removal, so I don't mind having 3 combat tricks. It's usually a little more than I'd like. But Rampage gives us some reach that we lack. And Rapid Shot's just Rapid Shot. Just seems really good with Double Destroyer Falchion, so... I could maybe get away with 17 power here. It just doesn't sit well with me. Like 4 or 5 drops. 1 6. One of them Smuggler Stash. We can largely operate off 3. Cutting Revolver? Yeah, Revolver's possible. I like how it shores up like the matchup against like Go Wide or Flyers, but I guess we already have Plague for that. But I also have Quartermaster, so like every weapon like gets bumped up a little. And I have 2 Warcries still. It's not like I have none. I think I want two removal-based weapons. That's all. Like, we have 2 removal spells for large units, 2 for, like, mid-sized, and then Plague for everything in between with Amethyst Acolyte. Like, that's a really nice balance of removal. I don't really want to change that up. Such is the life of somebody that has too many good cards, right? Vulture's nice for just having the random flyer, but I probably just have enough other ways to push through damage that I don't need it. Yeah, let's just run 17. The fixing numbers are going to be fine because of Banner. I'm just a little worried that if we don't curve out, we could get punished, but more shadow than fire. Double fire, double shadow. We just have more shadow cards, but I have a turn 1 fire. I'd rather have more turn 1 fire. Let's see here. Double fire, double shadow. Double fire. It doesn't really matter either way. Basically, is what that's saying. But I'm gonna go with 1 more fire, even though we have more shadow cards. I think having fire in this, I don't know. It mostly doesn't matter. Yeah, alright, let's just run with 17. I think we can operate off 3 for long enough that I'm okay with being on 17 here.